Hey, what's up, guys? Eyes open in California here. So today is Saturday, October 21st, 2023. And I just woke up a few hours ago from a dream that I don't really quite understand what I was looking at. But I, I I think God was showing me what what these underground apartment complexes look like. We all know that the elite people of the world, they have all thrown in their money, and they had these deep underground complexes made that were like apartment complexes with all the amenities that you would expect. And they did this because they're staging the war of all wars, and they intend on living underground in safety with their families. And if you don't know, now you know. But this is the only thing I could think of what I was looking at. So this dream starts off like this. I'm I'm in an apartment. It definitely feels like an apartment, and I know that it's mine. And in this apartment, um, there's two bedrooms and a den, and of course a kitchen, living room, and two bathrooms. And I I I thought the apartment was too big for me, so I was curious to save some money. I was curious and I wanted to save some money, so I wanted to see what the other units look like. So I went. This facility was crazy. I went downstairs to another apartment, and I was helping a family move. And this family had a husband, a wife, and a daughter, and I was helping them move. And they were trying to move a couch, and they were hanging it off of this banister, but I wasn't able to look off of this banister. I was just talking to them, and I could see the banister in the background. And the guy was like, "Hey, this is a two bedroom, two bath or something." I walked around and I was like, "Yeah, okay, this could work. It's not too bad." But it was small. It was like 700 square feet, but it felt small. Um, there's certain floor plans that they can make things work. If it's an open floor plan, you know, then 700 or 800 square feet, it's probably all right. But this felt very compartmentalized. It did not feel, it felt crammy. Like I felt crammed in there. But anyways, they began. The man went downstairs, or he went out the door, and he said, "Just lower the couch to me." And his wife was holding a rope, and I was like, "She's gonna lower this heavy couch," and I said, "Here, let me help you." And so I looked over the banister, and this is the part that blew my mind. I looked off the banister, and there was like there was like 15 floors that we were lowering this couch down before it went to the bottom. There's like 15 stories under us, underground. Um, and all of these apartments had one common, I don't know how I could say this. It seems like if it was a home, there would be a window there that leads to the outside. But in this complex, everybody had one window type opening, but there was no glass there. And it was an open balcony. And and I could see across the way. It was like a quad. It was like a it's like a quad. There was other apartments on the other side, and they also had an opening, and they also could lean off of the balcony, and if they wanted to, they could toss an object off it, and it would just land down below like 15 stories down. But every unit had this common window thing, as if like they're all connected. Which the minute I saw it, I thought to myself, so if like it's kind of a safety issue. Somebody could easily just climb outside of that window lower themselves down to the window that's under their unit if they wanted to. I just thought it was a safety hazard, um, because when it all comes down to it, you kind of got to think defensively when it comes to the safety of your family, because if you don't, then you don't, and how safe is your family? But anyways, that's what I saw in the dream. We were lowering this couch, and then we ran out of rope. The man said, "Just drop it," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Just drop it." And I looked at his wife, and I was like, "This is gonna break," and she was like, and so we dropped it. The couch fell all the way down. It broke just like we thought it would. Um, but it was very far down there. And all of these units, it was like all of these units were subterranean. Um, and they all had that common window to where like you could talk to your neighbor. Um, like you could just yell across the way, "Hey," and they'll come and you could just talk like that. But that's what it looked like. But it looked pretty cool. Um, so so then I after the the couch broke, I was like, okay, well, I'm out of here. And I left. And when I left, I walked out into the parking lot and I was barefooted for some reason. It was hot. It was hot outside. Uh, and the parking lot had a fresh slurry seal on it. If you don't know what a slurry seal is, it's when a contractor comes in and they take liquid asphalt. Well, asphalt is liquid, but they take the emulsifier, the black fluid, and they basically dump it or they pour it onto old asphalt, um, and an old blacktop. They're basically conditioning the top of the old blacktop. They're re-oiling the blacktop, but this had a fresh slurry seal on it, and it's one thing that stuck out to me because I used to be the supervisor of a highway, and I I looked at it and I said, "What's a fresh slurry seal?" And it was nice and thick too. I was looking around. I'm like, "They did a good job." Um, but I was barefooted, and it was super hot on my feet. It was really hot, and so I walked out of that building, and that complex on the outside, it was the equivalent of like it looked like a store. In my mind, I was thinking it looked like a John's Incredible Pizza. That's what I was thinking to myself when I walked out. It's just a regular building. You would think it's like a single story with like a 20-foot ceiling or something, or maybe a two-story. But the building actually looked like a regular store building, but it went down like 15 stories down. I don't know how many stories it was. I'm gonna say it was like 15 or 20, but it was very far down there. And I was like, whoa. And they had plants. I could hear water running. They had like a water feature, and it's kind of cool. The floor plan of the two bedroom I didn't like. The bedroom of the two bedroom plus a den I did like. Um, but when I walked out of the building, I was burning my feet and I was walking across, and I was walking, and I was like, man, my feet are burning. I'm not going to be able to walk across this whole thing before I have to go back. So I was hot stepping, and I sat on this Jersey wall, like it's called the Jersey wall. I don't know, K rail. Well, K rail is temporary, but there was like a wall, like the partitions you see in the middle of the freeway, that Jersey wall. There was a Jersey wall there, and I sat on it, and I was like, "Oh man, my feet are burning." And my daughter was sitting next to me, and I looked, and my daughter was sitting next to me. So these these two kids that were like, I would call, maybe they were 15 years old, 15 or 16 years old. They come walking by, and they were Caucasian. They're walking by, and the girl is talking to her boyfriend. She goes, "Can you believe that?" And he goes, "Yeah, unbelievable." And I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And they said, "Oh, they have this place over there where where people dress up and shoot at each other. And I said, what? And they said, yeah, there's a place over there where people dress up and shoot at each other. I said, shoot like for reals? And she said, no, it's some kind of a laser or something. I said, are you telling me there's a laser tag facility over there? And she goes, yeah, but why would people want to do that? They're just, what'd she say? Something like, it's not good for people to simulate fighting with each other. And I was thinking to myself, like, I would keep my, I got the impression that these people were very, for lack of a better term, I'm just going to say liberal, um, like extreme. And I'm not political by any means, but they were very like offended. They were offended that people were doing laser tag for whatever reason. So that's like a new level of being offended, I guess. But anyways, they left, and I looked at my daughter, and she looked at me, and then we kind of shrugged it off, like, what's wrong with these people? Who cares? So then I said this to the two people as they were walking away. I said, that laser tag isn't bad. And I said something like, everybody's going to need to practice. And they looked at me as if I just offended them. And then I said, there is a war coming to this country. And then they got scared and they kind of just ran off. But that's what I told her. I said, there is a war coming to this country. And that was that. Then I looked up and I seen a putt-putt golf. There was a sign, a small building that said putt-putt golf. And I was thinking to myself, you can't fit a putt-putt golf in that little building. So I presume that putt-putt golf facility was also underground. And I say presume and not assume. In case you don't know what the difference, to presume means that you have evidence to think a certain thing. Being at the apartment complex was underground, I presume that the putt-putt golf was also underground. When you assume something, you're coming to a conclusion or a hypothesis based on nothing. But a presumption and assumption are two different things. But anyways, that's what I dreamt. And the only reason why I'm saying this is the only reason why I'm saying this. I don't, is because I was given a sneak peek of what one of these underground complexes looks like. It was air conditioned. Under there was very cool. I could hear water, and I even went down to the bottom floor. I went down to the bottom floor, and I was walking around, and there was water. There was like a water feature and a pool, but a big pool, big fancy pool. It wasn't like a regular Olympic size pool or a half Olympic size pool or one of those footprint shaped pools, kind of shaped like this mouse. It wasn't anything like this. It was this really, really lavishly done pool um, that kind of just wrapped around stuff. But anyways, I got to see it. I got to see what it looked like on the outside. The entire thing wasn't. It had a building sitting on top, and under that building was the rest of the complex. So I'm just sharing it with you, just in case you're ever curious what the elite have done with their money. They're building they have built an underground apartment complex for them and their family to survive the upcoming war that they are staging. Anyways, this is Eyes Open in California. Thank you. God bless you.